Pick a card. Who's missing you and why? Here are your options, and I'll see you at your reading. Hi friends, my name is Griselle with Toughdolltarot, and I'm here to do your reading. Pile number 1. Who is missing you and why? To the right hand side of your screen is the image that you chose, your psychic linking object. You chose the bee. I'd like to take a moment to thank everyone who just stopped by on the channel. Even if you just stopped by out of curiosity, thank you so much. Pile number 1. Who is missing you and why? We have yearning and we have helpless. Interesting, because it goes exactly with what I was feeling when I was trying to download messages from this image. I felt like basically somebody who is missing you is a person who has like no contact with you, somebody who's laboring very, very hard, and somebody who feels like they're kind of chasing their tail and getting nowhere. It's like attempt after attempt in order to draw closer to you or to get a response. But let's find out a little bit more about it, because right here we have a yearning. And this tells me, pile number 1, that it could be somebody who's solely focused on you to a point of obsessiveness and the helplessness. They could have fallen into despair, which I feel like we've all been there. Maybe that's just me, I don't know. But I do feel like this person would do anything, in their mind anyways, they would do anything and be willing to undergo any process in order to gain or regain a connection with you. But somehow this feels unattainable to them currently. They're definitely going through a dark night of the soul right now. Pile number 1. Who is missing you and why? We have the 9 of Wands. We have the Death card. There's definitely been an ending there with you guys, whoever this is. We have the Fool. A desire to make an attempt. Once again, I heard. We have Soul. Your soul is preparing to reestablish trust in the process. So trust can be a reason why there has been this separation. And I don't quite know yet if it's a romantic situation or platonic. It could be both because, you know, once again, pile number 1, I'm optimistically, here are my air quotes, reading for the masses, right? So I'm going to say that your soul is preparing to reestablish trust in the process. Now, I don't know for a fact if the process of union, okay? And I know that these terms get flinged about quite a bit, especially in this industry, in this community. So we talk about like soulmates being, you know, in union or out of union, in separation or otherwise. And I just want to make it very clear, I don't quite know if this is a situation that's a soulmate thing. And once again, soulmate is a subjective term. So soulmate, I feel like this really has a lot to do with like your tribe, your fire, the people that you came from can be soulmates. Also people that you actually meet throughout your journey and your travels, this thing called life, right? When you're walking around in your meat suit and you're interacting with other souls, I feel like you can encounter a lot of soulmates in that way as well, that don't have to be romantic, but sometimes they are. Moving along, pile number 1, we have union. The union of divine soul counterparts is a miraculous event that begins when you least expect it. So this is like being highlighted right here. And I feel like growth, the tenacity, deep, deep roots. And I actually heard bitter roots. So this person can have bitter feelings towards you because of the lack of communication, the lack of progress, as people pronounce it, that I just discovered. People pronounce it that way. I'm like, what? Pile number 1, we have The Six of Cups, yeah. And I feel like this is definitely alluding to somebody from the past. I couldn't get rid of that feeling. So it's definitely somebody who, I almost see like this person going, nanny, nanny, boo, boo, it's me, that kind of a thing. I don't feel like you would be at all surprised to hear who this person is. And I will make an effort in just a moment to see if we can get further information. Now, we know that this person has fallen into a depression or in some sort of a disarray because of the lack of union. And, you know, friends, and I know you know this. I know that the people that are drawn to my channel hopefully know that, you know, I do not encourage limerence, which is, it can be very fatal to people anyways, but you probably know all about that. So any connection has got to be like a real connection. It's got to be like movement forward connection. If it's something kind of in the ethers, I don't necessarily condone things like that. Well, I don't condone waiting for that, okay? So that's a big difference in my readings versus other people. I definitely feel like live your life to the fullest, whatever that means, within the capacity that you have. And leaving doors open, well, that's great. If they were to come back, that's great. But if they don't, that you have to be okay with that. Don't commit to time that has passed that you can never regain and make a mistake where you erroneously believe somebody might come back, and what happens if they don't, you know? Moving on. But this person, so pile number one, who is missing you and why? I feel like your walls are high with this person. I feel like even this merman right here, he's like, okay, not even with a 10-foot pole kind of a thing. There's no nearness that is warranted right here. You are on a path and they're separating your path from theirs. I feel like that's what's been going on thus far. A little bit more clarity for my pile number ones. Flings, a wild thing. I think I love you, but I want to know for sure. Just kidding. So short-lived in karmic connections. And then we have close encounter. Divinely protected, so close, potentially harmful, heightened sense of vulnerability. This reminds me of like Gollum, right? And the Lord of the Rings, it's my precious. And that's what I feel with this energy. It's almost like having, maybe not even necessarily a fling, but being entangled with a viper that at any point in time, they can turn around and bite you, right? So I feel like this idea, it's almost like the Lord of the Rings. It's been a million years since I read it. But I feel like it's that same vibe that they would go through anything. And it's a very possessiveness, and it's a jealous possessive, that kind of a thing. So by the same token that you can't trust the connection because it's not healthy. It isn't healthy. And I feel like for a lot of you guys, this has to do more with family than with a romantic situation. Let's get some more information for pile number one. And if you guys are reading, liking this kind of readings, do give me a like, share, comment, subscribe. Let me know that this is of interest or anything else that you would like. Well, I have a list of things that people are requesting. And as I see, you know, call to do it, I'll go ahead and do them. Show me what I need to see for pile number one. Who is missing them and why? You move my cheese. Clickbait. Irresistible temptation. Bait and switch. Catfish. And this is the burnout. Only it was reversed. Prolonged emotional, physical, and mental stress. So I almost feel like this person kind of feels like they were tricked in some way, somehow. But it's kind of interesting because with the burnout being reversed, it's like they're not tired of doing whatever it is. You know, it's almost like I hear you're doing too much, that kind of a thing. And pile number one, I'm talking about the person or the people that are actually missing you. So yes, for a couple of you, this could be a work situation. For a couple of you, this could have been like a soul tribe situation. And or a person that was extremely possessive. And the way that you would know that this is verifying your intuition, because that's why we're here, right? Pile number one is that you would have felt like there's nothing you can do, or how much time, energy, blood, sweat, and tears you gave them, or all the attention you gave them. They always wanted more. And it reminds me that, like, can I have more, please? That kind of a thing. So pile number one, show me what I need to see. Who is missing you and why? A little bit more clarity. YOLO, live your life. It's my life now or never. You only live once, so go after your dreams. And I feel like this is you a little bit like free falling. What? Infatuation, too hot, too heavy, too soon, won't last, shouldn't last. Maybe this is somebody that you did get a little bit too close for comfort, too hot for comfort. And maybe that burnout thing is almost like their love for you, their desire for you. Because I don't know if I would call obsession love. I feel like we have already talked about this is more an obsessive type of thing, but this infatuation feels a bit too hot to handle. It definitely stems from your past. And also, I feel like they want street cred for knowing you, for being a part of you, rubbing elbows with you. So this is somebody who could have boasted, maybe even improperly with you, about you, that kind of a thing. Like, oh yeah, my girlfriend or my guy friend, they're a doctor. Oh yeah, they're a doctor, and they're really super successful. They're always busy. Oh my gosh, that kind of a thing. Which is really weird to me, because I'm like, how does anyone benefit out of a narrative like that? But I don't know. I mean, unless you are, and then if you are, it should be like, oh yeah, that's awesome. But it should not be your whole identity. So show me a little bit more. Pseudo-influencer, And this almost flips, so we're going to take it as well. Unchanged. It's the same old situation. Sorry for singing in your ear. Hey, pseudo-influencer, fake accounts, fake followers, fake it until you make it, baby. And so this is, one or two ways it could be read. It's either they're feeling like they want to align themselves with you, and that you are a fake influencer, in which case, why would they bother to try to bolster your image and things like that when you're just like trying to do your own thing? I don't know. Or maybe there have been false narratives in both camps. That's a possibility as well. Pile number one, remember this is for many different people, so you take what feels right and throw out the narrative if it doesn't really feel like it pertains to you. I feel like you could dress really pretty. I'm hearing bonita. That could be a thing, but unchanged, unaltered, and living in the past. This person doesn't want to grow beyond the connection that you had, and I'm going to pass sense that, because there is a Nine of Wands that talks about barriers and boundaries you could have implemented in order for this person not to be a boundary crasher. A little bit more information for pile number one. Show me more, please. More, please. What is it? Eavesdropping, yeah. This person could have like really ultra supersonic hearing. Secretly listening in, not minding their own business, not staying in their lane, and love affair. Intense and unlikely, and out of the blue. So this person wanted to be privy to everything. Now, in a few of you, I'm feeling definitely that single white female, that I want to embody you, that I want to become you. I'm infatuated with you to the point where it's actually dangerous. So pile number one, definitely watch out for whatever it is that you're allowing in your life, because obsession can turn deadly. We see that all the time on those ion not commercials, but those channels and the like. Pile number one, last messages. Feeling hot. I don't know where all these random overindulgence. Yeah, this person can drink a lot. They can overindulge too much too fast. This person doesn't want to give you because, there was a death card. There was definitely an ending right here. This person doesn't want to acknowledge that there has been a change, and they have like nothing to lose. Almost like their attitude is like, YOLO, you only live once. Hey, I'm going to go after what it is that I want, leaving behind any and all perspective on what other people want. And this has a ripple effect, not only on their life, but on yours energetically. So I'm looking at the sun right here. You could be somebody that's a lot of downloads from the sun. You could love those like peace gardens or those Zen gardens and things like that. I love those. You could really be an observer of nature, but I feel like you're aware that jumping into the fray like that, or allowing somebody because they have a deep need in order to really fulfill some part of themselves that they haven't really made any strides to fulfill, is going to be really dangerous. Yeah, doing things without help on your own. And I'm hearing on my own once again. I hate that song, by the way. By myself. No one said it would be easy, and I can't sing no. We all know that. So I feel like you have two different perspectives of the same thing, and it's almost like there needs to be a paradigm shift if anyone were to get on the same page, if even that's something that you wanted to do. So pile number one, I feel like you are doing pretty well on your own, doing your own thing. I feel like you are facing mountains. Perhaps you're feeling a little bit like in the valley. Maybe you get a little bit lonesome every now and then, but I feel like you're very well equipped, and you've navigated a lot of terrain on your own, right? But this person is playing back a lot of old tapes and old narratives, and they have not grown from this situation. Yeah, stranger danger, that's what I'm saying. So if you give this person an inch, they'll take like 45.5 miles, that kind of a thing. So you want to be careful. They're definitely stalking you on social media, trying to get information via friends, via family. Any leak is going to be beneficial for them. That's how they feel. Yeah. And they will pretty much sacrifice you and everything else. I mean, this could be something that it just like blows up. Don't be surprised if this is something that winds up having to go to court. I mean, in extreme, situations like that. Pile number one, hopefully not. And the last two that I have for you, what I tell ya, look, tyrant and victim mentality. So no matter what happens right here, no matter what type of collaboration, no matter what type of concession you make, I saw 15:15 on the clock just now, you are going to be the one that is a tyrant, the cruel and oppressive, and they're going to be the victim mentality. They can't cope, won't cope, drama queen, and cry baby. So anybody who will listen, they'll pause and tell their story, their twisted narrative, their old outplayed tapes, they're going to be sharing out with the masses, and hopefully you have people that are of sound mind that can really understand that, this just isn't perhaps the whole story. So that's what I have for you. Let me know what you think about this reading. Until next time, much, much love to you. Namaste. Hi friends, my name is Crystal with Toughdolltarot, and I'm here to do your reading pile number 2. Who's missing you and why? I'm going to go ahead and ring the bell for additional good juju in 3, 2, 1. I'd like to take a moment to thank all of you guys for being here. I really do appreciate that. And you guys chose this image on the right-hand side of your screen, this beautiful sun. Let me listen. So the first thing that I'm getting based on the image is that I'm hearing that you are the sun to these people or this person. But I'm also getting, because I saw this like split and things started spinning, so I feel almost like a multiple personality kind of a thing, or maybe BPD, like, bipolar or mood disorder, something like that. So there could be some real psychiatric reasons why they are really feeling, this longing. But let's see what's going on with you. Pile number 2, who's missing you and why? Loyalty. And we have beauty. Okay, so they're missing your loyalty and your beauty. Who is missing you and why? Pile number 2, we have the Page of Swords. We have the Sun. Get out of here with that. Oh my God. We have the World. And we have the Devil. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. So let's see if I can arrange you so you can see them a little bit better. I feel like the Devil can actually serve right here to kind of overview your reading, because that's kind of how it feels. So pile number 2, I'm just going to say that this person, you definitely are the light. You are the shine to their sparkle. I mean, what else can you say about the sun? You bring everything, you make everything seem brighter, more palpable. Is that how you pronounce it? You make everything appear just less scary. more comforting, more engaging, more transparent. And with the loyalty right here, I definitely feel like this person or these people are missing the fact that you had a lot of loyalty, or even still has a lot of loyalty. And these two seem to go here hand in hand, by the way. So we're going to explore a little bit more about who is this, okay? Because pile number 2, I feel like you've had a massive ending with this person or these people. And there's so many fish in here. I feel like it's going to be more than just a handful of people. I feel like you've closed out a lot of chapters. I feel like you've moved on from a lot of different people. And I'm not entirely sure why, but I do see that you have a lot of looky-loos right here with the Page of Swords, contemplating that sword, contemplating communication. Pile number 2, let me just move this for just a second. I mean, if you look, this could be also interpreted as you are the sun and they rely upon you in order to bring clarity to any and every situation. So I feel like whoever this person or these people were or are to, they're definitely missing you for so many different reasons. Now with the Devil, I definitely feel like this person or these people are locked in by their fixation. You could be coming from pile number 1 as well. Pardon me. Now, that fixation thing, that is never a good thing, right? Because when we fixate on other people, it's almost like the Devil always wants control and the Devil wants information. So I feel like whoever this is to you, pile number 2, they definitely want control. They definitely want information, but they, in their desire to control you, they're spinning out of control. And that's part of what I was seeing. I also feel like this person or these people are also publicly being recognized as being out of control because of how they are behaving due to your separation or your lack of communication or their lack of control of you. So what else can we know, please? Link, the bond of love grows stronger over time. And it's really interesting to me, this beautiful tree is on the hillside with really pretty much nothing else. There's a lot of fog. I feel like this person can experience or be experiencing a lot of fog, a lot of deja vu, a lot of, I feel like they're kind of reflecting and reminiscing and things like that. And this almost appears to be a round swirl, similar to this world right here and similar to the sun right here. I feel like whatever it is that they're thinking about, I feel like they feel like the world and the sun revolves around you. Pardon me, simultaneously. Now, I realize that gravitationally, that's probably not correct, but we're just here talking, right? The bond of love grows stronger over time. And I feel like through the lens of illusion, through the lens of seclusion, because I feel like this person is definitely not doing well. They could be sleeping a lot. They could be not eating. They could be not taking care of themselves, grooming themselves, that kind of a thing. And I feel like this is just stating that their perception of love, which is radically different than what love would be, really a healthy love, right? If you will. Their perception is that they love you so much, so intently, is that they really can't get up. They can't move on. They can't get out of bed. They don't have clarity unless you are the sunrise to their landscape some way, somehow. So pile number 2, I mean, hard hitting off the bat. Allure, consider the situation carefully. Now, it's going to be really important, pile number 2, which is probably why you're here, is that you really assess the situation. And with the Devil being here, imprisoned, as well as the Page of Swords right here, I feel like this person also is relentless in their desire to communicate and obtain information. There is no respect for boundaries right here. I feel like they are clouded in their brain. I feel like there's honestly a chemical imbalance, if you were to ask me. That's what I'm getting from all the cloudiness and like the head spinning, and maybe they can actually feel like their head is spinning, or they can merely talk people in circles. It's very circular. You know, whatever it is that they're engaging in right now, you know, it's like they want information and they strive and push, and then come back down only to feel like completely rendered, like they can't get up, they're feeling depressed, and so on and so forth, okay? So this is a message to you to really consider this situation carefully if you decide to get involved in that once again, okay? Pile number 2. Embrace your loving connection and be happy. But I feel like more than anything, this is your connection to the sun. This is their connection to the sun. This is your connection to self, making sure that you are embracing your connection to self, because you have to be a happy tree, a healthy tree, in order to make sure that if other trees come around you in your vicinity, they're not trying to steal your water, your resources, your sunshine. They're not trying to root in the same area that you're trying to plant your own roots and, you know, get your roots deeply planted in case there is a thunderstorm or whatever. But most of all, it's like that's how you're going to get your nutrients. So it's going to be very, very important that you make an assessment on that. I feel like you already have, but if there's an opportunity where this person can come back, because I see loyalty on your side, I see beauty on your side, I see why they are drawn, but I'm not seeing a lot of what they are putting out in order to make this like a very balanced thing, you know. And we don't look for tit for tat, that kind of a thing, or an eye for an eye, but we definitely look for something that's going to be at least demonstrating some form of equanimity in your relationships. And I feel like this is incredibly out of balance, and they have a very strong will, and they want what they want. Now, their brain is currently still engaged in addiction. That's addiction to you, addiction to find out what it is that you're doing, see the things, be close to you, have that kind of relationship or whatever. They want what they want, and that is not unchanged. That's not changed currently. So let's see what else we have. So any more clues as to who this person is for pile number 2? And pile number 2, thank you so much for being here. This is my second channel. My first channel is called PsychicMD, when I have over 700 videos for you to peruse for your viewing pleasure. Also, pile number 2, I do have September 2024 giveaways that are available in the community tab in each respective channel. So you can check those out. And yes, you can enter both channels if you would like. Just look for the instructions on those tabs. Moving on, pile number 2, more information for you. Cutting ties, yeah, expired and discontinued use. So you definitely have severed ties, or there has been an ending of some sort. So if they did it, I feel like they severed it and now they're having a full-on regret. And by the way, I feel like this person or these people can be full-on addiction. They could be drinking, they could be drugging, they could be, you know, all the addictions. Food could be an addiction. So any of the things, anything that we do in excess that we know throws us out of balance, or it's a chemical hit. I heard for, oh my goodness. It's a chemical hit that you get basically if you eat something. But I also heard the word dystopian. So I feel like this is wreaking havoc on their health and their mental health and emotional as well. So mama's boy, her opinion is the most important, places mother above everyone else. So for some of you guys, this is a child. For some of you guys, this is a mother, okay? And this is just stating, just depends on what side of the fence you are falling upon, right? This could be a adult, obviously a mother obsessing over an adult child, that kind of a thing. Or it could be a child obsessive over a parent and what that parent can provide, and so on and so forth. So, of course, you're going to fill in the blanks because I'm reading for many different people. So, medal, worth fighting for. You deserve to win. Don't give up. Now, this is a twofold message. Pile number 2. Coco even brought me a little toy. Did you bring me a chew toy? I can't chew right now, silly boy. But I'm going to say that this is a twofold message. Pile number 2, even look, this like is imitating the sun right here. And I feel like anytime you have like the world right here, this really indicates closure, and that you have really grown up and glowed up past a certain challenge, and it usually is a big challenge. So with this medal, I feel like it is imitating the sun, the image that you initially chose, quite a bit right here. The colors are very similar, and worth fighting for. I feel like this person feels like you are worth fighting for. It is feeling very familial, actually, now that I think about it, with the trees here. But I feel like you could be in the public eye, or you could be receiving some kind of accolades, or glowing up at work, or really doing super well in school, that kind of a thing. And this person or these people feel like they deserve to be around that. I'm hearing glory days. So maybe you're having some kind of a glow up and they feel like they need to be a part of it because, well, they are a part of it. That's how they're feeling. So pile number 2, and this card came up in pile number 1 as well. YOLO, you only live once, go after your dreams. So I feel like pile number 2, you have set aside other people's expectations of you, and you've decided to go ahead and fulfill your own destiny, your own plan. And, you know, it's not that you don't care about what other people are doing and so on and so forth, but because the devil is here, the devil is super controlling. I'm just going to say that these people or this person can feel like the only way they can interact with you is to control everything about you. So who is missing you and why? Pile number 2, we have Coronation Day. Increase in status, glow up, recognition, popular, and attention. So yeah, I feel like in some ways, let's get closer here. This person feels like in the same way that you're being crowned or publicly recognized is the same way that they should be crowned and publicly recognized. And it's almost like they are demanding that they have a more right to that acknowledgement more than you because they birthed you, or they're part of your family tree, or they were in some way somehow responsible for you growing up. That kind of a vibe I feel. And I feel like there's an air of defiance. It's like, well, yeah, well, that's mine. That's half that's mine, that kind of a thing. Pile number 2, unsent messages, scribbling without sending. So maybe perhaps you block this person off. Maybe they block you off. Maybe it's a mutual thing. Regardless, they have nowhere to really like send their mail, or if they're texting or emailing and things like that, messages are going unread or they're blocked. And so on and so forth. So there's a lot of like thought process going on there, but I feel like the focus is, you know, being you right now and leaving them in an addiction, full-blown addiction energy is not going to be good for them. So the best thing for them is to really focus on their own life and what they have going on right now, and have, you know, that ability to put in their own restraints. It's like, okay, well, this has gone far enough and I need to focus on my own health and my own, you know, mental health and so on and so forth. But I don't know if they really have the ability to do that because they're imprisoned by their desires, right? Pile number 2, we have self-pleasure. Okay, self-satisfying instantly. Do things for you. And we have leech, clout chaser, 6 fame, after your own self-interest, poser, fawning to get one's way, and suck up. And look at all that money falling. And so this is a narrative that I feel like this person could be really bending things to, because I don't really see that thus far on here, because I see beauty and loyalty, and that is in direct contrast with this. But I do feel like they've been getting their hands dirty, really telling anybody who's even nobody, who will listen, that you are just out for your own, that you only care for yourself, that you only care about money, you only care about your image, and that's what you're focused on, and that you use them up as soon as they weren't worth anything, you tossed them aside, that you never cared, that kind of a thing. But I do feel like they are zombified in this energy. They are actually atrophied in that energy, and people actually are very aware of it and they're sick of it. I feel like people are not listening any longer to the narrative. What is your energy? Pile number 2, what do we have for you? Pile number 2, what is your energy in this, please? The Hermit. Yeah, you withdrawn. And look at this. And these cards are so beautiful. This looks like an octopus, right? And this person has a cloak on, and he is looking strictly towards the future. That is my right. And I feel like you are shielding yourself, shielding your mind, body, heart, and soul, maybe all the things. And this person, the octopus, has the ability to go deep. But they have all these tentacles as well in order to like travel. And of course you have that sack of ink that, you know, if an octopus happens to ink you, you're going to be in big trouble because your skin will be forever changed until, I'm guessing, the new cells come back. I don't know. But it is a proven fact. So I feel like you have effectively like blocked them out through 90% of things. And they may have a little ways to like peek in on you and things like that. But, you know, honestly, their efforts are futile. They need to focus on their own betterment and their own health. What is your energy? Pile number 2, the Queen of Wands. Yeah, you are focused on being a mover, on a shaker, a candlestick maker. This almost looked like a brew, like it's a big old thing of beer, and this is the head of beer. Anyways, But for those of you that don't drink alcohol, and I don't much any longer, no shame in that game if you do, I'm just going to say that you're looking really pretty. I feel like you are really plugging into your, I heard nationality, your ethnicity. That's interesting. I heard Punjabi, so that might be for somebody there. And I just really feel like you're connecting with your ancestors and you're doing it gracefully. You're in direct communication and also with the moon. So I feel like this is also giving me high priestess vibes. You're definitely connected, but you're focused on moving forward and keeping it pushing. So that's what I have for you. Much, much love to you. Pile number 2. Until next time, namaste. Hi, pile number 3. My name is Griselle with, I'm like, who am I with again? Toughdolltarot, and I'm here to do your reading. Pile number 3, I'm going to go ahead and ring the bell in 3, 2, 1 for additional good juju. In 3, 2, 1. All right. Now you chose this lovely image on the right-hand side of the screen with this bird. It appears to be like a raven, and it is crowned. It's beautiful. Pile number 3, when I started meditating on this image, you get downloads for you, and I'm thinking, who is missing? Pile number 3, and why? I started getting people that you had gone to school with, people that you graduated with, people that went down a similar path that you have, but for some reason they're actually missing you. And the interesting part is I saw 2 people specifically. So this could either be because I was getting twins, or they could be Gemini, or it can simply mean 2 people that you went to school with that you're not really in touch with, that kind of a thing. And I feel like they're missing your energy. I just saw number 1111. Now the interesting thing about this is what I saw is that both of them were wearing capes. And they were very shrouded and they were descending, right? And the next thing I know is everything was snowy. Like their cape was full of snow, but I couldn't see any features or anything like that. So I feel like this is people who would never admit that they're missing your energy or missing you specifically. This could be your twin, or those 2 could be twins and they're simply missing you. So let's see what else we get. I also feel like with the ice cold, it could be like a new season for them. It is beginning, well, kind of sort of the beginning of winter, autumn, I guess, here in the Western Hemisphere, but depending on where you're from, right, you want to match vibe accordingly. Pile number 3, we have unstable with that cute little mouse. We have more mice hidden. I told you they were hidden. 2 people that are hidden. What? I don't even know what that says. Yeah. So I feel like it could have been somebody that you studied with, people that you studied with. There could be like a third person also, but let's find out a little bit more about this. Pile number 3. We have the 7 of Wands. So I feel like you have been on defensive with them, or something transpired. Yeah. So that now you stand on kind of a defensive ground with them. So things are not like what it used to be, I'm hearing. Oh, pile number 3, we have the 9 of Pentacles. Ooh. Ooh. What is this? Okay. So we have the 9 of Pentacles. We have the High Priestess. Yeah. And we have the Emperor. What? Pile number 3, I feel like the person or the people who are missing you, definitely these are your peers once upon a time. But I feel like they don't have any access to you. And the way that they had to descend, I feel like they're having to kind of, I don't know, I don't want to say like go below the belt, but this is like people creating like different accounts and trying to communicate with you. And they sort of like want to see how they can make progress or get into your energy. Sorry, I'm still congested. In order to really make contact with you, okay? I feel like at this point in time, they're happy making any contact is good contact for them. Now, I feel like pile number 3, you're the High Priestess. You're coming across as she who knows, she who is the keeper of secrets, but also look at this. I mean, this is like incredible. Your cloak is like broken open and ready to grab on, similar to the octopus in pile number 2. So you could, if you were drawn to both piles, you could have messages in both, but not necessarily. Now, I'm going to say right here, it's obvious that you have all the tools and the wherewithal. I feel like you're operating from a place of strength where you are in control of yourself. Like you're not focused on other people. You know, you're just kind of doing your own thing. You're focused on creating. You're really focused on spirit. I feel like you could be very focused on, it's giving me magician vibes, okay? But whatever all this emotion is, I feel like you have a love for, a passion for, if you will. And I'm looking at the water right over here. That's very still. So to me, this is like indicating that it seems like things are very still, but you are really dedicating a lot of time, maybe even at nighttime, to your passion, your love, your purpose. Do you like how my voice cracked? Because I did. Pile number 3. I'm going to say that, yeah, you definitely have blocked these people, or they are no longer within your vicinity. And I also feel like once upon a time, these people could have been like, no, pile number 3, that's not how you do it. No, pile 3, that's not, well, you don't know. You just don't know. You're not aware. That's not how it goes. And now, pile number 3, I feel like they want to kind of go through the depths with you to be able to understand, to understand how they too can become high priestess or high priest themselves. I feel like these people are unstable, just the way that the card reads, because, you know, I'm that psychic. I'm so psychic, you can tell. I'm just kidding. But I'm going to say that, yeah, I don't know where this instability is coming from, but they're definitely hiding out and wanting to, you know, be a fly on your wall. They want to be a mouse in your house. Huh, that rhymed. Mouse in the house, yeah. Maybe they like Dr. Seuss, or you went to grade school together. I don't know. But I feel like part of the thing that they want to hang out and like really eavesdrop in now is, how did you maintain control or gain control over your life? Maybe perhaps you had a history that's very similar to them. Maybe perhaps this is just stating that with all my school and all my learning, I can't really attain the authority that you, pile number 3, have. And that much is very admirable. But instead of like just asking and saying, hey, you know, let me shoot you an email. Can I ask you, how did you go about this? Because this is something I've always wrestled with. I feel like they want to appear, you know, I feel like these two are people competing with the Joneses. They don't want to appear like you have the upper hand. And I feel like it's a silent competition because frankly, you've left them in the dust. They're not even a thought. You're competing against no one but you. You want to be better than you were yesterday, certainly better than you were last year, and so on and so forth. And I feel like because of that, you've been really blessed. You've been elevated. I feel like you could be somebody who is actually currently single. And if you're not single, I feel like you have that marriage or relationship, connection ship, whatever ship you want to call it, right? I said ship, by the way. Don't ban me here. And I feel like you have those kind of connections that make it so that you are independent. You are a whole person. You have your own experiences. You have your own job, your own source of wealth. And I feel like it could be plural as well. I feel like you're working late into the night. And if you're currently partnered, that your partner also has their own resources, and that it's not like a codependency or a co-op or anything like that. You guys can both come together and have like this mutual respect, but you hold your own. And I feel like you're an entire person. And that to me feels the healthiest, right? We should be whole people before we really try to throw our lots in with other people. I also feel like you could be very in tune with your emotions. Even this person is kind of almost fully submerged. And I feel like you have this, has like elven ears right here. And so I feel like you could have like really sharp hearing, but to me, this is more like clairaudient than actual physical hearing, because honestly, pile number 3, my hearing sucks, but my clairaudient, that's a whole different ball game, baby. And I'm gonna say, I feel like there's something about you that is incredibly magnetic, in the same way that the tide gets pulled by the cycles of the moon and things like that, is the same way that these people are being pulled towards you. Okay, so with the Emperor, definitely is somebody who commands respect. And I feel like this is another reason why people are missing you, those two in specific. And I'm going to get more information in just a moment. I'm going to flip these cards. Pile number 3, we have observe. Observe. Notice all the noteworthy things in your relationships. Yeah. Notice how People are respectful of your boundaries. Notice how they'll ask, hey, can I come into your garden? Hey, is it okay if? Hey, what do you like? Notice how they ask for information. Hey, how do you do that? How do you maintain people's confidence, and how do you not go and blab it to everybody else? And then, you know, you can explain, well, if I go and gossip about your situation to other people that you've entrusted me with explicitly, number one, it's my contract with spirit not to be blabbing stuff that I shouldn't be talking about. But number two, it's going to let people know that with the same breath that I can talk about you to other people, in turn, I will be speaking, you know, about them, and vice versa. You get the point. So I feel like these people are really in the observational mode with you. They're definitely kind of like looking, I feel like even like a looking glass. Some of you guys, don't be scared. Don't be scared. But I feel like they could even be remote viewing, okay? That's for just a couple right here. But I feel like you are making note of all the noteworthiness things in all of your relationships. And that is your foundation to know, well, is this safe? Then I can grow. Then I can continue. You know, because if you allow a safe person in, then they'll have a little bit more leeway, and so on and so forth. What else do we have? We have clarity. Take a moment to think about your situation and figure it out. And I feel like pile number 3, look at these steps. Let's come closer, baby. Let's look at this. I feel like you come from of old, of like your family lineage is strong. I feel like with these steps right here, you've traveled many lifetimes in search of wisdom. And I also feel like some of you guys could have been part of the clergy community once upon a time. Maybe not in this lifetime, but in a past lifetime for sure. If you believe in that kind of stuff, right? Pile number 3. Let's get some information. Who is missing? Pile number 3. Let's get more specifics, please. Who's missing them? For pile number 3, we have the King of Wands. Your I almost said creative counterpart, your divine counterpart. Okay, well, if you're not partner, this person certainly thinks that they should be your partner. Now, if this person, this merman, is part shark right here, and that should tell you a little bit about who is missing you. They can actually be a shark, but they could feel like entitled. There's something entitled about this energy. It's like King of Wands, even though it would be like a divine counterpart type of thing, I feel like this is a shark, like, I'm going to get it, and this is what I want, and this is how it goes, that kind of a thing. And it's a mover and a shaker, somebody who has their own business as well, who is doing well for themselves. We have the 3 of Pentacles. They want to elicit some form of collaboration, similar to what you used to have once upon a time. If you went to school together, things like that. If you went to college together, grade school, doesn't make a difference. Now, I'm looking at how this is like half girl, half little elven, and part sapito right there. What is that, frog? And you've got a little forest fairy right here. And then you have all the blooms right here, which to me represent peace right now. And I just feel like these people, they definitely want peace, but they kind of want to, I don't want to say like interbreed, but if you think about mice, they're super cute, but in no way, shape, or form are they a match for the High Priestess or the Knight of Pentacles. And these mice are kind of like, oh, we just want to observe, we just want to glean. And this would be like a group that is spying to steal intellectual property from you, things like that. They're spying to see if they can gain wisdom and knowledge, but they don't want to tell you, hey, can you teach me? Can you train me? Can you help me? No, they want to like get all these benefits from you, but not give you any kudos about it. Oh, so the 2 of Swords and the 2 of Wands, interesting. So 2 of Swords reverse is somebody that you were in a stalemate with, okay? So I feel like one person who is the unstable one, I feel like they're all a little bit unstable, but aren't we all? I feel kind of unstable at times. I don't know. I don't know about you, pile number 3, but you know, we're all a little mad here, right? So with the 2 of Wands right here, I feel like this can also be maybe 2 people that have tempers or known to have tempers, but 2 of Wands have been like a waiting game. Do I choose the past or do I choose the new and to move on? And why do I have these gnats? Because I didn't have them earlier, but they've been coming into my videos. Ew. So Pile number 3, I'm looking at all this green right here. I feel like there could be a lot of love here as well, but maybe some form of confusion, or maybe these people are watching as you blow out steam. Maybe they're watching you via social media if you're making memes and things like that, or maybe if you're involved in the political debates like tonight, that kind of a thing. You're, you know, blowing off steam or rooting for your person, your puppet, that kind of a thing. And I don't know your life, right? But I feel like people can see your heart and your passion, right? So we have the brick mortar right at waist level, and then we have like somebody kind of popping off or blowing off steam. So let's find out a little bit more about this, because maybe you got into like a political debate with this person. That could be a possibility. Pile number 3, give me more information, please. Who is missing pile number 3? I'd like to know who. We have the King of Pentacles. We have another person here. So 2, 3, I would say 4. Oh, what the heck? 5. Never mind. You guys are like wilding over here. I can't even keep up. We have the Knight of Cups and the King of Pentacles. I feel like maybe somebody who could have offered you something solid, but then they withdrew. And with all of this, these ribbons right here, they make me feel very reminiscent. Does that look similar? Does that? So look, I feel like this king, it could be queen, it doesn't make a difference to me, it's just all energy. Somebody who has, you know, their own money put away, that kind of a thing. Whatever they touch is a Midas touch. They got the Midas touch. If you know, you know, right? But I feel like they could have completely different elements. For the King of Pentacles right here, they're very grounded, but I feel like they're very, very slow moving, highly decorated. I feel like this king can have a really nice body. I hear that they work out. They're into their fitness, and I'm like, I'm hearing they want to be fitting this into, anyways, it's inappropriate. Sorry, I can't say that, right? Yeah, but they have their thoughts and ideas. But there's a lot of green right here, and you're the one like all in blue. Maybe perhaps you're more vocal. So this person has definitely feelings, even though they're coming across as like a pentacle. And then we have the Knight of Cups right here. Let's not ignore this one. Now, this Knight of Cups is a little bit fascinating because they're like looking into the cup. What do I have in that cup? It is purely fascination, right? Incredibly fascinating in that cup. Do I see my reflection? Do I see my emotions? Is there something deeper going on in that shallow little cup of water? Is there a little life form in there that this knight decided to put in there so he can observe it? And then I'm looking at the star right here. So I feel like whatever it is, it could be somebody younger than you looking at you. The way that he's pedestaling this cup, I feel like they pedestal you in some way, some shape, some form. And with the Knight of Cups, I feel like it could come with like a small apology, but this knight is decked out, okay? Like from the neck down, they're pretty much not... You guys have me like fighting for my life over here because I'm like, they're trying not to be impaled in any way, shape, or form. Okay, but from the neck up, you know, it's like, oh, hey, that's like a regular person in the hands, that kind of a thing. So I feel like this person is like really captivated by you. And with this little star right here, kind of like saying, hello, I'm a star, and I've got 2 legs in the water. That's how stars really talk, by the way. I feel like this person could be saying that really I view you as a star, or like I have an apology, or I have a lot of emotion towards you, and I have things to say to you, but you seem to be like such a star. And if you are indeed the High Priestess, this is she who knows, somebody who's really connected with spirit. And I feel like that's going to be you guys, simply because, you know, that's what you're here for. These are spiritual channels, right? Where we get in touch with our own spirituality. So that is what I have. I hope it made sense. Let me know what you guys think about this. And until next time, much love to you. Namaste.